Okay, cool. So guys, I had 4 trades today. How many trades did I lose? I lost 3 of them. It wasn't the best day. No, I lost 3, I'm being honest. I'm still green, and I'm green because of AMC, but I'll show you how unlucky I was today. All right. So Fubo, I saw this daily candle today, and immediately I was short biased because of this daily candle. I was short biased, but I saw this right here, and I saw a bullish engulfing crack, which coincides with the break on the 15-minute and on the 60-minute. And if we broke this area, we never did, by the way, that was a pre-entry. If we broke this area, I told myself, okay, we'll have actually decent room, $4-5, and Fubo could run $4-5, especially lately. The average duration of this thing is somewhere around $5, right? So I took it to the long side and I put my stop loss at the wick of this candle. This candle looked like a hammer. It still didn't close. Took it to the long side, put my stop loss around here. A just got me out, unfortunately. So this was 1 hour loser. I'm totally fine. Okay, I think the setup was good, to be honest. But yeah, exactly, Gigi. Remember, guys, I told you this. Gigi said it like, if it goes exactly to the pre-market level and holds it to the penny, just exit at break-even or exit for small loser. And I forgot that thing. So thank you for the reminder, Gigi. Pre-market level, you see this exactly to the penny. So I should have just immediately built on this one when it was struggling. But I was really hoping that it will break, spike up, and I'll get enough hours in this thing. I should have tried it for a short later around here. Good. Bullish engulfing crack to the downside below the previous day close. After shooting star. Anyone caught this short here? Anyway, if anyone did, this would have been like an amazing short around here. I traded Apple, and Apple was also unfortunate. Look at this. I got stopped out literally to the penny. Oh, you did, Marcus. That's nice. So I got Apple to the short side. Why did I take Apple to the short side? I took it to the short side because overall we're on a new daily low. On the 60-minute chart, overall we're weak. We're pulling back into the previous day close. What is the previous day close? The previous day close is basically fill the gap. So we filled the gap today, and I waited for a short setup. I see that the waves are changing, and we're starting to make lower lows and lower highs. Took it to the short side, put my stop loss exactly at the wave, got stopped out literally to the penny, and unfortunately missed this. So this I was also lucky down 1 hour. Re-entered later today. Short, add to my position. My stop loss was here originally. I got my partial, and then I told myself no reason to exit around here because I know that stocks usually they go pull back to the crosser a little bit above it. I respected the right stop loss, which is around here. Bad thing, I should have taken another partials. Those partials, they were so small. They were around 30%, I think. Yeah, around 30%. 130% partial, and I exit the rest for loser. So I lost 0.5 around here or something like that in total. So 2.5 down, and the trade which was amazing today was AMC. I took AMC in the pre-market around 5 a.m. Eastern. Look at this. Bearish engulfing sandwich. ABCD pattern with a W shape. And exactly, it's being short squeezed by retail traders from Reddit. Once I noticed this, I told myself, okay, if people are seeing a sign that this stock could squeeze back up or could run back up, it could just really run easily. So I took it in the pre-market to the long side, stop loss at the low around here, nice partials, 5% left, not so much. Exit at the previous day close. Should have added on the ABCD pattern, but I didn't. So yeah, on stocks like AMC and GME, I noticed this. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Those stocks, they trade really well in the pre-market and after-market hours. In the middle of the day, they just do nothing. They're just choppy. No, Jeremy. This partial around here, it was 30%. This was 20. This was 20. $18 was 50%. And then I don't remember how much a partial, but after this partial, I was left with 5%. The 60-minute chart, there was literally nothing on the 60. On this one particularly, there was nothing on the 60. I just noticed that it's not weak and it's not strong. We're making higher highs and higher lows, right? Overall. Actually, that was lower high, unfortunately, but still higher high. But the 60 looked to me that it could still run. Trade MC today and listed in pre-market. Yeah, I agree with that. In the pre-market, they ran really well. So I could tell you this was my only winner trade for today, and it was in the pre-market. All the trades I've taken after market open, 3 trades, are all lost. 2 losers on Apple and a loser, and I forgot what stock was that. It was Fubo, right? It was Fubo. Yeah, that's it. I got 6 Rs on AMC, and I lost 2.5, 3, let's say, after market open with commissions. And I'm up 3 Rs. I wish I just stopped because the day was good after AMC. It happens. You can't really predict how you'll end up the day. All right, let's start with your trades and take a look at what you did today, guys. Oh, I closed everything. Trading room. That's just in case we need it. And this here. I lost my mouse in one of my monitors. Okay, found it. So Joe traded Apple. You also traded Apple, I see, right? What did you do on Apple here? You took it to the long side immediately at the open. Well, this wasn't today, right? Because today it wasn't like, yeah, it's 26. I see that. So look at this nice, decent range on a smaller time frame, which is the 2-minute chart, a nice range in the 60-minute chart. Remember, we discussed these guys. You're having a really good range on the 60-minute chart, and all you need to do now is to find a good setup or a small range on a smaller time frame. You're also having a fake breakdown, which we love, a fake breakdown below the range, which is on the smaller time frame, and a squeeze back up. After the breakdown, it goes into the middle of the range. I would have waited a little bit for it to go back up, right? But still, this is good. Entry here for the break, stop loss in the middle of the range. And then ride it for a partial up. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well. Like this right here, it didn't work well. But it still gave us enough reward. Like that was around $1 move. Yeah, it's $1 move. $1 move, and it's not perfect move still, right? Added in an ABCD pattern, which is also a 5-minute open range breakout. I like that. Unfortunately, it didn't work and you exited. So this was totally perfect trade. Was this a short here? I think you shorted at the break of the low of the range, right? Which is 148.60. There it is here, 148.42.60. So yeah. You could have done that, exactly. I mean, look at this. After the break, you see this green entry? This is the entry. $143, 143 is the middle of the range, actually. I can't really figure out. It looks better on the 60. I think there are more levels down there. Yeah, 143 is 50. 143. Yeah, 143 is the middle of the range. So yeah, I wouldn't really have shorted it around here, though you're having that evening star, because you're still above the middle of the range. The entry for me to the short side would have been after we went into the middle of the range, around here. That would have been a decent entry. But it still took it for a scalp at the break for a momentum play. This is the momentum webinar when you're getting the moment for the breakdown. In these type of trades, you could take it to the short side at the break or for the break and have your stop loss at a new 1 minute high. Remember the momentum webinar? Nice partial. Wouldn't have added here and another partial. So yeah, I wouldn't have added. After the break, we could expect a retest and the continuation. If you added around here, I would have told you it's fine, but still I wouldn't add around here because we are extended just from everything right there. Yeah, this was decent for momentum play. This was amazing for long play. Add a little bit early. Good job, Joe. R2, what did you trade? R2 traded FCEL. Amazing, like based on the 1 minute chart, I can't really sell the bigger time frames, But based on the 1 minute chart, this looks so good, right? We are having a 5 minute opinion range, small ABCD pattern where you took your long. Stop loss is really decent. I would put it a little bit earlier. A nice exit. All out at 2R. Do you always exit at 2Rs? R2? Okay, that's smart. Because if it's a rule that you're always building at 2Rs, then that's totally fine and smart. When I'm trying to test strategy. R5. Yeah, and then you'll hold to 5 hours. Yeah, one thing, if you want to start holding for bigger moves, I don't know if you do that, just always leave 5%. Like I did on PLTR. It wasn't a huge winner when I left that 5%, but it gives you the feel of the market price action. You watch the price closely, even if you're having one share left in it. Marcus, so you traded Fubo and you quoted, yeah, this is the one we were discussing. You took your first trade in the pre-market. I see that. One thing I wouldn't have done, and that's the main reason I actually didn't take it to the long side in the pre-market. I was watching it. Let me actually download it. This thing looks, where is it? Okay. So why didn't we take it in the pre-market? Anyone? Where is the 5? Where is the 5? Where is the 5? There it is. It already did some decent move in the pre-market, right? And the market opens in like 1 minute or 2 minutes. So I didn't really want to enter it in the pre-market after this decent move and then get immediately squeezed back down with an entry closer to the peak. That's the main reason I avoided entering it in the pre-market. Once I saw the market open and I saw that we're having setup, which is the bullish engulfing crack, I entered, which also failed, like both of us. I failed right there. You took it to the short side around here. That's decent. That's decent. 2 minute setup, and you're breaking the low. But I personally would have waited a little bit just to confirm that this thing is actually going to be short. And to confirm that it's going to be short, we want to see it dropping into the middle of the range and then give us a setup, right? Dropping down, having a reverse ABCD pattern, and that could have been the entry. On the 5 minute chart, there it is, the bullish engulfing crack, and that is our entry. So I like this entry. This is amazing. This one here, I'm not sure. Okay, this was a short, partial, and then short and stop, right? Okay, took it to the long side. Now, this is something I would not recommend doing. Look, if the stock is dropping down and then it's just coming back up, don't take it to the long side when it's close to the high, to the open price. When it's doing this, don't do that. If it breaks the high, then okay, you could give it a try, but closer to it, don't do it, because it could simply form a lower high and drop, and that's exactly what happened today at the open price with the Apple. Let me open Apple. I read some members in the chat room were calling Apple to the long side the moment it was squeezing around here. See? It's dropping down and it's coming back, and some people said, okay, this is squeeze above view up, new 1 minute high, would take it to the long side. If it's close to the high, just don't take it to the long. You could simply form lower high and then drop back down. Yes, eventually it worked out, but not on a V reversal, right? It took some time to chop. And around here, look at this. Here I held it because I knew that this could still drop back down. But here I built on it because I knew that, okay, now that's too late and it could actually just now fail on me. Rate is my chimp. Yeah, my chimp caused me 3 losers today after open. But good job, Marcus, anyway. You did well. How do I lose my mouse on different monitors? I keep losing my mouse. Marvin? Marvin traded FCL. That's amazing. I like it. So the stock is going up, right? Getting extended from the 9 and the 5. Now, this is not literally a parabolic reversal, but you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive candles. Like, how much could it run without giving us any pullback? 6 candles in a row on the 5-minute chart. Look at the 2-minute chart. No new low, no new low, just going up, 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 up until finally it's giving us a new 2-minute low after an increasing volume. And the same thing in the 1-minute chart, increasing volume at the high. Doji, new low, amazing short, all the way to the 9 and the 5. And it went even more, always leave 5%, right? If you leave 5%, you could have added in this reverse ABCD pattern. And let me show you what you could have done with the 5% down here. Look, this is your entry, 24.80, right? This is the place of the add, 22.80. If you add 5% or double it, your average will be 23.80. Double it one more time, it will be 40. Now you are having 20% of your position. Double it one more time, 23.20, right? Which is break even. Double it one more time, you will have an average above the place where you are adding, with 80% of your original position. Like that's almost new full position. And you'll be able to get another cool run with it. That only with 5% of your position left. So always leave 5 because you never know what could happen there. You could just with an entry around here, 80% and a new average around here, this right here could give you more than 5 hours. I'm not saying that that will be happening every time, but it will still be happening every now and then, like here, for example, right? No, it's not parabolic. If I draw this, it will be like, you see the line? It's not literally parabolic. For me to have something parabolic, it needs to be like this, at least, right? This here is not parabolic. On the one, it's also not parabolic. It's actually started getting more parabolic around here, looking at the volume, but still, it's a decent one. Hey, Mick, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too. Later today, running parabolic. No, this was a good trade. I don't like it. Like, maybe you should. Some people would be taking it to the long side on ABCD pattern somewhere around here, and that's something I definitely will not do. If you're having 3 consecutive candles in the 5s, that's it. I mean, look for a short, or wait for a later move for a long, which didn't happen, unfortunately. So I'm glad that you actually made the decision to trade this thing to short side instead of trying to force it into the long side. That was smart. Sajid traded CCIV. So let's take a look at the bigger picture on CCIV. So you took it to the long side around here. Now this looks good on the 1. On the 5, I don't like it so much because this is a parabolic pullback. It forced itself into the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart and immediately made a new 5-minute high. I wouldn't take this thing to the long side unless you're having at least a double shape, which is here. If you try it around here, it would be a little bit decent. And still would be a loser. But just for the sake of playing it safe, I would have waited for a double shape. And honestly, I wouldn't have taken it to the long around here because we are far from view up. Best entry is at the open for me, at the open. Later on the day, it's fine when the stock is far from view up. But at the open, best entries for me are on stocks which are trading enough close to view up. If they are far from view up, I just avoid trading them and I look at something else which is trading close to view up. Like Apple, which still lost. But they work more often. Clap, let's see your trade. So Clap traded AMD around here. Was this a short or both were longs? Okay, so first you took it to the short side and then you took it to the long side. All right, so what's the mistake here, guys? I'll let you give the answer to that one. Yeah, exactly. So not too early. We should never have our stop loss within the candle. You could have it within the candle if it's a breakout of a range or a bullish engulfing crack or a bearish engulfing crack. In this case, you could have it in the middle. But if the stock is just simply dropping down, second, third, fourth candle, you can't have your stop loss in the middle of the candle. You need to have it at least at the high. Then once you're having a setup, add into a setup and tighten your stop loss, right? I need to check the 60 how it looked like, because around here I see that the stock is overall strong. I personally wouldn't have taken it to the short side only because we dropped like this. This long is exactly what we discussed. You don't want to take it to the long side on a V reversal. You're having one point around here and then another level up there. You want to see a setup. And the easiest thing which I usually draw is this. So you're having lower lows, you're having higher highs, stock is indecisive, I would avoid it. Short here, same low, lower high. Yeah, I discussed like, right? You're having a higher high here, having lower low here. Overall, the stock is weak. So definitely not taking it to the long side. I'd be waiting for it to give me what? A higher low as well, and then take it to the long side. Now what's happening? We're having the same, or the higher low. Now we're having a lower high, and we're dropping down. So the entry for me would have been somewhere around here. The moment we just the lower low and the lower high, which coincides with nice reverse ABCD pattern. And if you have your stop loss here, which is still good, and don't get your 2 Rs and get stopped out on this trade, you could bail before your max loss. Let's take a look at the hour chart. That's smart. Okay, the hourly chart. The hourly chart, let's see what we have there. I had a hotkey mistake on this one. I wanted to trade AMC. Horrible. But glad that there was no slippage. Anyway, let's take a look at the hourly chart. Market open. Yeah, the hourly chart looks good for a short. The hourly chart looks really good for a short. Look at this. Overall, we're weak. The daily is weak. Nice short around here, or nice short around here at the breakouts. So basically, this was a good short, right? Entry here or here, which we discussed. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us a good entry, and then it comes back up. I'm not trading it to the long side because of how the hourly chart looks like. We go into the middle of the range. Now that we are in the middle of the range, we actually went into the middle at the open. You need to see a setup to the long side, which doesn't happen. Then you're having another reverse ABCD pattern where you could take it to the short side. You see, just avoid the longs in this case. Go with the trend. If the trend is to the downside in the bigger time frames, and intraday is giving you something to the upper side, avoid it and wait for it to set up to the short side. Clap, the setup to the long side would look something like this. Up, right, into the middle of the range, pull back, and a continuation. Something like this. Anything below this level, I'm not taking it to the long side. Sorry, below this level. No matter what it does around there, even this, I'm not taking it to the long side until we reach this level here. Make sense? I just go with the trend, and if the trend is still showing me that it's weak, I'll go to the downside. Now, actually look at this. If in 2 or 3 hours you get a range around here on the hourly, and you get a setup to the long side, you could trade it to the long side and have your target up there. But around now, and how those candles here are looking like, I will not be interested in it to the long side unless we are breaking the 89 level. Sam traded CGC, amazing. I like that. Look at these guys. Remember, yes, we're not having a range around here, 1, 2, 3, but we're having a continuation from the previous day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, multi-day level, right? And remember on the breakout webinar, we discussed this. From the top side, sometimes you'll have a flat resistance, like this one here, you'll have a flat resistance, but from the bottom side, it will be ugly. And on this type of plays, what do we look for? We look for a break up, and we totally ignore the short plays. And this is exactly what Sam did around here. Took it to the long side around here. Now, this is a little bit late. If you could catch it earlier, that would have been good. You quote an ABCD on the 1 minute chart, it's decent, but unfortunately, this is a little bit far, in my opinion. Early entry, if you could manage to get there, would have been perfect. With an entry around here, your stop loss needs to be at least closer to view up, this right here, right? If you had this as stop loss, that's good. If you had your stop loss exactly at the level where it bounced off, then that's so tight on this thing. Nice partials, partial form, it's fine. Look at this, it's not making a new 5-minute low. It's just doing up, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So yeah, that would have been a really good hold until it just partial all the way up there. Now up there, you already did the average to range move. Like if you draw this candle, only this was big. The rest are in average like this. You did the average to range move right there. And here an ABCD pattern. You could add always, because your average is so low, if you are having small position left, maybe 5% or 10%, and have your stop loss at the low. If it's getting you out, it's okay, you're out at break even. If it works out, you could just partial whatever you added. But for an entry, I'm just talking in general, if this wasn't there, and you're seeing an ABCD pattern around here, this would be a bad entry. For an ad, it's fine. For an entry, this would have been bad, because the stock already did the average to range move. Anyway, are you looking for a reversal candle on the 60-minute chart and waiting for a setup on the lower time frame? You could do that, B-Tank. Like on the 60, for example, let's say it's going up like this, up, 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 up. On the 60, it's so extended. Now at the 60, you're having a shooting star at the high of the day, a setup on the smaller time frame, and a short for a continuation on the 60. This is something you could always do. It's totally fine. Not for many candles, 1 candle maximum, partial on it. Brando, you traded Twitter. Let's see what you have here. So on the 60-minute chart, 3-bar play. This is decent, right? 3-bar play, not a range play, but still it's a 3-bar play, which is good to catch. The range was around here, and we did break in the pre-market. On the 15-minute chart, ABCD pattern, type 1, which is good. On the 5-minute chart, sort of an ascending triangle. Took it to the long side, had your amazing stop. Look at these guys, this is amazing. A lot of people, when I see them trading this type here, they will have their stop loss somewhere around here, because in the 1-minute chart, this is a level where it held. Now, this is not really smart. When you're having a range, you don't put your stop loss in the middle of the range. You put your stop loss in the low of the range. And at the break, you could always add and then move your stop loss into the middle. Partial, did you exit the rest at break even, or you exit all out up there, Brandon? All out. Was this your only trade for today? Was it live, or you couldn't take it? Live. So guys, this is Brandon's first trade live, by the way. He's been considering to get into his trade for live for like whole week. And finally he pulled the trigger. So really good job, Brandon. Like you waited for so long, 11:45, to get that perfect setup and get your first live trade ever, and it was a winner. So really good job, Brandon. I'm happy for you. Yeah, we're really patient with this first live trade. By the way, guys, Brandon is doing an amazing job in his trading. He showed me his note. He's not writing notes like us, an electronic version or something like that. He has a note where he's drawing the setup, the possible trends, all his rules, and it's awesome. Like that was really hard job. So let's take a look at this one. AAL. Now, this stock right here, I wouldn't have traded. Why is that? Simple rule. If stock doesn't move like this, in the pre-market, usually it just chops around. Like this is so big. It's even by eye, from 15 to 30, that's 100% move. right? Those stocks which run like this, they usually start chopping around after market open, which happened around here. I'm glad we made a winner out of it, and I see the setup around here: a 1 minute open range breakout or 1 minute bullish engulfing crack, and a 2 minute open range breakout. It turned out to be a good winner, amazing winner actually. But be careful trading these type of stocks. Well done. Dell, let's see what you did there. Dell traded. Okay, this was Dell. It's trade. Why did I open it second time? Mick. Biddable traders, I need to open it because it got closed or minimized. Extreme reversal, Mick, right? Okay, so this is cool. I like it actually. Look at this. Going up, starting to get heavy at the top. Reverse hammer, almost shooting star. New 15-minute low. We don't have the cross of the 50 with the 9 and the 20, but this is actually decent enough. Like with this here, we had an ABCD pattern, sort of ABCD pattern, with a fake breakout. Look at this, with a fake clear breakout, and after that, it immediately drops back down, where Mick took it to the short side. For me, the stop loss on this thing would have been here. Never include the fake breakout as stop. You don't really need that. 5-minute chart, shooting star at the high of the day. Look at this, ABCD pattern, type 1, breaking out, fake breakout, goes back down, took it to the short side. Oh, you had the cross of the 50 with the 9 and the 20. Amazing. I actually thought that this is the 1-minute chart. Now, this is perfect. Short, and that was a nice spike down. What was your stop loss on this one? Did you put it at the high of the day or here? Above the 50 SMA, that was even tighter. Amazing, yeah. Good job, yeah. I personally would put it somewhere around here just to be safe, right? But this was amazing. Let's go for the next thing. Chris? Chris traded SPCE. This is the daily chart. It's the 1-minute chart. Okay, the 1-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. Let's take a look quickly at the SPCE and DAS. So SPCE, daily chart doji. This thing could run literally to the long side and it go to the short side, right? 60-minute chart is not that clean. 1, 2, 3, 9. This is 9 o'clock. Okay, around here, I'd be interested in a long on this thing. There is 1 week which is annoying up here, sort of an ABCD pattern, a hammer on the previous one. I'd be interested in the long side with the first target this week and then higher if we can make it. Especially that the daily is more supportive of long than a short, but it still could go to the short side, right? 5-minute chart, we were going down, squeezed back up, made that ABCD pattern. Good entry on the 5-minute chart somewhere up there. Let's take a look at what you did. Oh, you traded the 5-minute chart. Amazing. Your entry was 48.13. Really good entry. And you exited at 49.50 and 49.70. Okay, not bad. This is actually decent. It didn't have the cleanest daily and 60, but up until this, after a hammer, you could expect spike up, right? Expect a breakout, which was supported on the 5-minute chart with a squeeze above the high of the day. Yeah, that was clean. Good job, Chris. So Jeremy traded NKLA. Let's take a look at this one. NKLA, reverse ABCD pattern on the 1-minute chart. 3-bar play on the 5-minute chart. Daily chart, daily chart, daily chart. Daily chart looks strong, but we gap down. This could literally go to any direction. 60-minute chart, new 60-minute low. And a double top setup. I like that. As I said, overall, this could go literally to both directions. If it broke the 29 area, which is yesterday's close, this would have been a decent setup to the long side if it's giving us sort of an ABCD pattern, right? It didn't do that. It had a double top in the 60-minute chart, formed a new 60-minute low, supported by a 3-bar play and a reverse ABCD pattern with an M shape on the 1-minute chart. Nice short. What's the stop loss on this thing? Somewhere around here. And you held like so good on this thing, although $25. Really well done. 25 round number and then $24. That's amazing. Good job, Jeremy. Reach. Okay, so you partialed 80% at 3 hours. And overall, it was 3.15 hour. Yeah, it reached the 6 hour. I see that. Now look at this. Don't care about the double bottom. It touching the bottom doesn't mean that it's a double bottom. It's still below the 9 and the 5. Remember that this thing could make an M shape below the 9 and the 5. And an M shape below the 9 and the 5 is having a double bottom. If you are going above, then that's ugly. But here I could see why you didn't do that. I mean, from here to here, that's around the $1 move, and you don't want to risk $1 move. So still decent one. You could have added though, right? Once it broke the low of the day, and especially that you're having only 20% left, double it. Instead of 20, have 40. Your average will be here. Yeah, your average will be around here. If it goes back, you'll exit at break even. If it goes in your favor, you could have more. Yeah, adds time. Come with time. Don't worry about it. You'll get it eventually. All right, let's take a couple more trades. Sajid. Sajid, FCAL. Didn't we? Oh no, I think we didn't review it. But okay, like I don't know what's happening with the bigger time frames, but based on the smaller time frames, 5-minute candle supported by an ABCD pattern. So this is a 5-minute open range breakup, along with an ABCD pattern on the 1-minute chart. Decent entry. There is also decent range on the one. Stop loss somewhere in the middle since you are breaking up and partially all the way up. This is amazing. This is a really good move up there. Added here based on the one and added here. I wouldn't have added here, but I would have added here personally if it's giving us a decent move and it was still less than the average to range. And then stop out around here. The exit was amazing. First add a little bit rise, second add was amazing. Okay, Marvin, let's see what you did here. This was a short. This was a decent chart. We discussed this, right? Stop loss was tight. Remember when we said when you were going for those parabolic reversals, we try, and this is not parabolic, by the way, right? We put our stop loss. We don't include the wicks on parabolic reversals, but we would definitely include the bodies. If you did that, you would have survived. This is the first thing. The next thing we said, if the stock is not really parabolic, it's always safer to wait for a double top on the 1-minute chart. It doesn't mean that you should not take it at the first attempt, but if you get stopped out on the first attempt, know that this wasn't the right entry, and this is in fact the good entry for this setup. When the stock is extended from the 9 and the 5, not parabolically, this is the right entry on it, and then short it back down. I'll update the parabolic reversal webinar. I didn't include that thing, but the entry was amazing. Good job. Let's see. One more trade for Mick. So Mick traded BBBY. Was this a long? Yeah, it was a long. 15-minute is good. Cross of the 15 moving average with the 9 and 20 on a retest. Took it to the long side. Did it work or no? I mean, based on the rules, this is a good one. Yeah, based on the rules, this is a decent one. We also had a fake breakdown right there. Let's see. It's still chopping. Let's take a look at it. BY. Okay, I don't like it. I would bail on it. Like right now, I would bail on it. What's the reason? The reason is this. You had a higher high, perfect. You had a higher low, I like it. Around here, the setup is good, and this is even a good place to add. But look what's happening now. Lower high and lower low. This thing is most probably going to get down. It's just personally me. I'm not saying that you should bail on it, but personally, if I am in it, I would bail around here. Just based on what you see in the waves. Okay, good job. Yeah, good exit. That was a good entry, and definitely this is a good exit. And especially the moving average is crossing again, and the cross moving average includes continuation, right? If you take it to the short around here, I think this is a good short, but in fact, let me try. Oh, what? Oh, no shorts. No shorts. I would have tried this thing for a short quickly and just left it to run a bit. All right, so that will be it for today, guys. Thank you for sharing your trades. Thanks for showing me how you use the 1 hour. You are welcome, Dan. I'm really happy that webinar was useful, guys. By the way, the webinar is already uploaded. The PDF file is attached to it. If you want the PDF instead of watching the webinar for 1 hour, just take a look at the charts and everything there. If something is messed up, you could always check the webinar and write some notes. Talk to you tomorrow, and bye-bye.